What?
I was clearing my throat.
Well?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's very good.
Oh, God.
Do you want me to read it to you or not?
No, just the highlights.
The highlights, huh? Well, the closing paragraph is to die for.
It is?
You sure you don't want to?
No, I want you to.
Despite the occasional misstep.
Oh, shit. Wait. There are missteps?
Minor, not to worry. Despite the occasional misstep, Ms. Morrison's is a distinct, albeit youthful voice that must be reckoned with. In the dozen compact, well-observed stories that comprise Eating Between Meals, she proves herself a keen and clever chronicler of the new lost generation. Well?
What was that? Keen and clever...
Keen and clever chronicler. Our little critic seems to have been bit by the alliteration bug.
As in Tolstoy? Wow. The unhappy families in Miss Morrison's universe are uniquely compelling.
All right. Maybe you shouldn't read it. You'll start believing that shit.
Okay, so she doesn't like Family Reunion.
Neither did I.
She says I try too hard.
Yes.
It's stylistically self-conscious.
I wasn't gonna say I told you so, but...
Oh, good. She likes Disneyland. A harrowing story in which a pubescent girl is forced to confront her father's sexuality. That's good.
You know what the problem with that story was? That story.
What story?
Family Reunion. It was too fancy. All those interior monologues for all the members of the family. You didn't need all that. Remember? I told you?
I thought you weren't going to say I told you so.
It is stylistically self-conscious. She's right.
Uh-huh.
You know how it came off? It came off as a young writer showing off some pyrotechnics, just to prove how versatile she is.
Okay. Wow.
How do you feel?
I don't know yet.
That is a splendid review, you know. It doesn't get much better than that.
I know.
Your life will never be the same from this morning on.
Thank you very much.
Now, when they print their lists of promising young writers, you'll be on them.
Oh, God.
Yesterday, you were undiscovered country. Today, you're on the map. Good for you, sweetie.
Why do I feel so awful?
That's understandable. There's nothing worse than getting what you wanted. Now, what do I have that we can toast with?
It's not even 9 in the morning.
So what? We have to celebrate. After The Business of Love came out, you know, I was a total mess.
You were?
Oh God, yes. I sank into a terrible depression.
Really?
I thought I had a bottle of champagne, but it's one of those sparkling ciders that somebody brought to Thanksgiving years ago and nobody ever drinks. Do you mind?
You really got depressed?
Oh yeah. It took me months, maybe years to get over it. It was a terrible shock recognition. I was so inured to living in obscurity, writing my little stories and shipping them off to these tiny esoteric journals. I thought I was looking at the rest of my life. I've given up hope. No. Hope was the code by which I lived. It left little room for disappointment. Yeah, I was a bit older than you know. A rather late bloomer compared to you. The Times played me up quite a bit. They hailed me as a brave new voice, an urban balladeer. I had my finger on the pulse of the city, they said, or some such nonsense.
Uh-huh.
They put me on the cover of the book review. Oh, this picture of me wearing these terrible, I can't believe I ever wore them, Harlequin-like glasses. There I was, the new lady writer of the moment, smiling painfully at my desk, not knowing what to do with my hands. You've got to view this purely as an economic development. Maybe some grants will start to come your way, some neat opportunities, and that's very nice. But the fact remains, you still have to do the work, and you still have to put up with assholes. Only now, doing the work will be harder, and the assholes you have to put up with will be of a slightly higher echelon of assholes. And that, as far as I can tell, is the definition of success. To perseverance, hard work, and the New York Times.
Amen. I couldn't have done it without you, Ruth.
I know.
I mean it.
I know, dear, so do I.
So what do I do now?
You'll do what you need to do.
I don't know what that is.
It'll come, you'll figure it out.
How long should I give it?
However long it takes.
Well, what if it never comes?
Lisa,
What if this is it?
come on.
No, seriously. What if I'm a one-book wonder?
Oh, please, you're not.
How do you know? What if I'm not really a writer?
Lisa, Jesus. Stop doing this to yourself.
Everything I've tried to write all these weeks, waiting for the book to come out, I don't know. I've got to come up with something bigger than myself, you know? Outside of myself. I've got to get out of the suburbs. I need to get away from people my own age. It's hell being the voice of a generation.
That title is what, 5 minutes old?
I've blown the lid off Bulimia in the suburbs. Whoopee, big news, right? What do I do for an encore? It all seems so small now, so puny.
What does?
My whole world, you know. Disaffected youth, disaffected parents, sex and drugs in the family room, mother drinks, father cheats, you name it, I've told it all. Crammed everything I know into a mere 186 pages, and that's with title pages and like a large print edition typeface that I find really embarrassing. It's pathetic. I've eluded my diaries, my frenzied, ink-stricken adolescent jottings. I stole whole chunks.
We're all rummagers. All writers are. Rummagers at a tag sale, picking through the neighbor's discards for material. Anything we can get our hands on. Why not our own journals?
Well, the truth is, I'm not so angry anymore. I mean, I'm in therapy, okay? I moved to Chelsea. So now what do I do? I've done my parents, I've done my family. I'm not angry with them anymore. Fuck them. I write all day, allegedly. I don't see anybody. I don't go anywhere because I'm allegedly writing all the time. My boyfriend's a lawyer. Need I say more? My friends are all boring because they're all in exactly the same place I am. My life? I have no life. Every little quasi-idea that pops into my brain seems so banal, so television. So I spend my days writing alleged stories about creatively paralyzed women in their 20s who live in cramped but cozy Chelsea apartments. You were lucky.
Why was I lucky?
You had all that rich, wonderful Jewish stuff to draw on.
That was what I knew. I started out writing what I knew, just like you and everybody else who writes.
Yeah, but that culture, that history, the first generation American experience and all that, nothing in my experience could
Cheever and Updike.
Oh God, I've got to write a novel, don't you think? Isn't that what they want?
Who?
Isn't that what they expect? The literary establishment. I mean, in order for me to be taken seriously.
Why? I never did.
Yeah, I know, but don't you think that hurt you?
Hurt me?
I mean, not hurt you, but don't you think it affected you? Affected your reputation?
No.
Okay.
Why? Do you think it did?
No, I just thought that maybe you felt that way.
No, I don't. Why? Have I ever said as much?
No, it's just as I see it, and maybe I've got it all wrong, but as I understood the game, the well-received first collection is like a rite of passage. The well-received first novel is coming of age. It's arrival, acceptance, proof that you weren't a fluke.
I don't know who came up with those rules, but I certainly never played by them. A writer is a writer, no matter what form that writing takes.